Hello everyone, Flav here from the Blockchain Game Alliance. Happy to see you today. Some of you are celebrating Thanksgiving, and we are happy for the others to be with us today. Some of us, actually, I'm not going to say who, actually made the choice not to have Thanksgiving just for this moment together, for the 1 hour we're going to have together. So very, very happy to be with you. Happy Thanksgiving for the one we know in the US. But from now, we're going to have our new members presentation. So as a reminder, it's an opportunity for every members of the BGA to be aware of who's joining, what company we have here, and try to understand the project and the people behind. So very happy to have this one for today. Welcome to our 3 new members. We're not gonna wait any time any longer. And with Apple from Glyph. So Apple, whenever you're ready, I'm gonna show your screen and you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you, Flav, for having me over here. Good evening, everyone. It's evening over here, so yeah. So I'm Apoorv Shankar, co-founder of Glyph. I've been building in crypto and Web3 since 2013. Started with Bitcoin, then built a couple of products, blockchain as a service back in 2017, then a self-custodial wallet in 2021, and right now I'm here building Glyph. So Glyph is basically a private multi-chain identity network, and the wedge we are going forward with is to power applications with growth and revenue. So getting started with that. So we are a team of 4 people, and everyone comes from a long background in Web3 and cryptocurrency. Built multiple products, consulted multiple companies and agencies in terms of cryptocurrencies, from regulations to marketing to tech, everything encompassing. Now, while I was building in Web3 from the last 4 years, building a wallet specifically, uh, I figured that applications are not able to retain users. And user identity has been fragmented. Back in 2021, people used to have one wallet and they were live on one chain. Right now in 2025, every single user is using multiple wallets and is on multiple chains. And that is how the users are getting fragmented across applications. Now, what that results in application not knowing what kind of users they are interacting with. All they know is one wallet, and that is it. And since 2021 till now, $7 billion have been spent on user acquisition, and out of which projects have been able to acquire users perfectly, but they have not been able to retain them because most of the users have been bots and civil farms. And then the entire retention puzzle is a big thing over there. Like there was something to be done for let the applications to retain users, and that is where we come in as Glyph. What we are building is letting users get one identity on chain where they can attest multiple wallets across multiple chains together in a private way. The user doesn't want to divulge the information that which wallets they own, so they can privately do it, and they can give consent to applications to read that data via zk proofs through consent. So whenever they want an application to know exactly who the persona is, they can just give the information in as simple as you give token approvals when you want to do any swaps on decentralized exchanges. It's as simple as that. So now, for this entire thing we have built, we built a first use case which called Sita 9, which is a behavioral dashboard and a behavioral analytics dashboard. So an identity, there are a lot of identity projects out there, and they're trying to solve one problem, bringing off-chain identity on-chain, letting users own who they are, and letting them tell applications who they are by not sharing all the information but only sharing the bits of it. But that doesn't solve the problem. What do you do after you know the user, after you know exactly where the user is coming from? So we built Sita 9, which lets application know the user behavior in real time. It leverages the user's identity, on-chain persona, and lets the application understand the user, what they have been doing inside the application, what they have been doing outside their application, and build a user persona, and then run deeper analysis on top of it, that how exactly the user might churn out in the future, and what are the steps they can take to retain the user. Now, how we are going through in the market with this, with the Glyph with the identity protocol, that is a completely decentralized permissionless protocol which uses a relay network at the core to run all the ZK proofs and run all the wallet attestations on top. So we are going forward with attracting Web3 applications. So they integrate with Glyph, let their users attest their wallets, and let the users share that wallet information and cross-chain information so they can build user personas. First thing. Second thing, getting them Theta 9 on a pilot basis so they can use Theta 9 and in real time understand how the users have been performing, and thus improve the retention, improve the churn from there. Now the entire flywheel starts from how so the users, while they're being in the ecosystem, they get rewarded for each attestation they make. So when you use Glyph and you go and you create a unified ID, that is the basic thing, you get an identity. Then you attest different wallets. Whatever wallets you have, for example, on Solana, which are using to like flip memes, you have wallet on Arbitrum, which are using for DeFi protocols, etc. So you attest those wallets. For each attestation, the user gets rewarded once the attestation goes live on the chain. That attestation is going live not as pure wallet form but as ZK proof. So the user privacy is taken care of. Now the applications can host rewards and loot boxes, raffle pools for users who want to share the information with the application, and the user can use the token directly over there. And there is a permissionless relay network which makes everything happen. So the relay network takes care of all the attestations which are happening, make sure that everything is private, and each relayer which participates in the network, they have to stake certain amount of glyph tokens, and if they act maliciously, then the glyph tokens are slashed, and for each successful attestation they also are rewarded. The fees is paid by the user, or if the application wants the user not to pay the fees, then the fees is paid by the application itself, and the entire thing is free for the user. Now the market opportunity, identity is a big market. So like how I was telling that right now we are using growth and retention as the wedge, and in gaming specifically, user retention is a big thing. Like we saw the entire Web3 gaming ecosystem exploding in the last 2 years, and no retention happening over there. Like literally, the gamers came for rewards, and a few games are still being played, but not a lot of retention. And I think what can enable games to retain their users better, gamers better, is if they understand the user. In the world, no business can happen if that business cannot understand the users better, and that is what we let applications do, understand the users better. The identity market is huge. The first thing which we are going forward with is tapping the growth and retention market so we can help Web3 applications. But right after then the entire identity market becomes open for us. If we have that kind of users onboard the platform, then we can bring their off-chain information on chain and let applications know more about the user without even divulging their personal data, without divulging anything, by just using privacy technology like zero knowledge proofs. So currently we are raising a round of $1 million at a 50 million FDV. Uh, we are in partnership with ZK Verify, which is a Horizon Labs protocol, and we are using ZK Verify to post proofs on the chain. We are in partnership with Concorium, which is a identity-specific blockchain, and they uh, any wallet which is created on Concorium, you need to do KYC. So Concorium is partners, and we are working with a lot of different companies, Web3 projects, to help them in retaining the user using Theta 9 dashboard, and in future using Glyph, so they can let the user build their personas and share their personas as they may through the ecosystem. Now, what are we raising for? Now, we are raising for bootstrapping the relay network. We want relayers to join the ecosystem so the entire Glyph protocol becomes more decentralized. The initial rewards will be given out from there. We want the users to onboard. We want to onboard users to sponsor loot boxes, so we'll be helping with that. And Theta 9, Theta 9 Pilot is completely free for any application which is building right now and has some traction, because we can literally help them from 1% retention to 10% retention in a matter of 1 month. So we need to fund the entire thing. So that is what we are raising for right now. We are eyeing at a TG at a 15 million FDB, but that is notional right now. What we are The TG will happen when we have bootstrapped the entire relay network. The relay network is functioning on the test net, and then we can migrate to mainnet and then bring the TG live. So yeah, that's it. I'm open to any questions from you guys.
Love it. Thanks a lot, Apu. I mean, it's very interesting, and we had the chance, and I'm gonna share the link in the chat. We already had the chance to have you in our last panel discussion where we talk about identity
Yeah,
in Web3 and blockchain, and as you said, the main pain point we see is, and you said it yourself, fragmented identity and how you actually
right.
value that identity across multiple wallets, across multiple chains, and everything. So that was a very interesting conversation we had with the other members. So I'm gonna put the link. Maybe you can very quickly highlight what you did for. It was a moment ago, but what you did, what kind of challenges YGG was facing as per the community they
Yeah,
had.
sure, sure,
How you
sure,
help?
sure. So, sure. So, while like building the entire thing, we also did a couple of case studies with YGG and also a couple of DeFi protocols also, but YGG is of significance over here because that comes from a gaming ecosystem. So we saw that most of the users who were in the YGG ecosystem, they are heavy hitters. They have a lot of TVL in their wallets, but they're actually not playing inside the ecosystem. YGG is not able to engage them more inside the ecosystem, and the users are leaking beyond YGG. And we were able to highlight that what exact things YGG can do to retain them better. We were also able to identify the second slab of users, like for example, which are lower between 100K to 250K if they're holding in their tokens. What are they doing inside the ecosystem and what they are doing outside the ecosystem? So YGG can give the right nudges to those players and users, so they keep coming back to YGG and keep playing more. And I think those are the kind of growth loops games and guilds need right now to engage users better. It's not just giving out rewards, it's about giving out intelligent rewards. It's about figuring out where your reward makes more sense. Every single dollar which is spent randomly is just a dollar spent. But if you spend $1 directed towards acquisition, you are spending $1 for one user or maybe 10 users.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to share, if that's okay, I'm going to share the case study you can find online, but it's very interesting information.
Yeah,
Everyone,
sure.
and as you
That would be great.
that's very relevant information. Like when you know your customers and know your users, that's something everyone is aware of, whatever you build in Web2 or blockchain or whatever.
Right.
But these new identity layer, this new layer of information coming from the wallet is actually super useful, and that's exactly what you actually pinpointed in the case study for YGG. So I'm going to share that in the chat as well. But yeah, thanks a lot, Apu, for the presentation, and super happy to have you with us in the BGA. Already did a lot of things together with the team, but I know that we're going to
Right.
work on a few other things in the next week. So yeah, welcome again.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Flav.
No
Thank you,
worries.
guys.
Okay, so next we will have Julia from Atingz. Julia, good to have you. Whenever you're ready, you can share your screen, and I'm going to push that myself.
Perfect. Thank you for having me, guys. Yeah, we're excited to join BGA as a new member. And yeah, so let me tell you a little bit of what we are building. So we are building, can you see my screen?
Now we can.
Now it's perfect. So we at Atingz, we believe that the future of engagement is playable. So what we are building is an AI gaming platform where anyone, a creator or brand, can create games themselves without any code. So the actual problem that we are solving is an engagement problem. So I interviewed more than 50 brands, Fortune 500 brands, and there is a big problem in the market that currently, they're looking for new channels to engage with users. They spend billions on ads, which are not being looked at. And then there are also a lot of creators, like let's say YouTube creators, UGC creators, different creators who want to create their own games to show their story, their personality, their branding, but basically they have no way to bring them to life. The current way of coding games is just too complex. And then we have a lot of audiences who want to engage with these brands and creators, but basically they tune out, they're tired of the traditional ads. So what they want to do, they want to play. They just don't want to watch ads. So what we are doing at Atingz, we are making engagement playable. So for brands, they can launch playable games in hours. The creators can be, super creative, turn ideas into active worlds. And of course, the audiences, which are at the heart of everything, they play, they share it with their friends, and they stay for even more content. So our vision is to create an ecosystem where all of these three players will thrive. So how are we doing this? So we are building a platform where you can basically build a game from prompt to play in hours. I will show you a demo at the end of the presentation, but this is like the 3 steps. You describe your game, the platform generates it for you in a few hours, and then you can play. We are at the moment using Unity as a gameplay engine. So you can see really the quality of the games, and so I will show you a little bit more of that later. To tell you a little bit more about the team, I worked previously more than 10 years in advertising. So I worked for global companies like Adidas or Google. So there I was working with these Fortune 500 brands, and I really understand what the pain points are. So that's where the whole idea of Atingz generated, because I was talking to them and I was like, there is a big opportunity here. They want to get into the gaming market, but it's just too fractured. So that's what we are solving with Atingz. And my partner in crime, Andreas, he's the perfect complementary person to me, because he previously had an AI startup that he just exited like a couple of months ago. And he also has previously gaming startups. So he's the product person behind the whole idea. And he also has a lot of Web3 knowledge as well. Our development team worked on big titles, which had more than 100 million downloads combined. And we have also a great set of advisors. So our traction, I'm probably thinking, where are these guys at? So we have currently launched around 5 pilot games where we have early revenue from. So I will show you a little bit more of that. We have more than 15 games LOI signed with big Fortune 500 companies, but also Web3 brands. And we have a big pipeline coming because the market loves this idea. We received grants from Zero G and the Super Team Germany, which we are part of, because we also won this year Solana hackathon in Germany, which is the Jägermeister track we won. We presented at EFCC, we won pitch contests at Token. We've been active this year. These are 2 launches that I wanted to show you what we actually just did last week. So I hope you've all been to Dev Connect and had fun. I had FOMO not being there, but we had an activation during Dev Connect, and it's this really fun and simple headball game, which we did for Grip AI. It's an AI company we worked with. And actually, their goal was to start building a community. And during these 5 days, we had 7,000 matches played. And they built a 7,800 Telegram community. So the numbers speak for themselves. There was no other marketing budget involved. This is all organic. This is the power of play. Also this week we have a activation. It's called Sand and Fun. It's like an aviation show in Saudi, where I just came back from 2 weeks ago. And the initial feedback is that everybody's glued to the screen, but I just wanted to show you the variety of games we can create with AI. And both games we actually did custom for these clients, and it took us a week to get them ready. So basically the brands or the partners who work with us get the benefit of speed. We create the games in 1 week. It's really cost efficient. We can build games up to 90% faster and cheaper than traditional game development studios. Of course, these are small casual games. They are not big titles, so we are not substituting traditional game developments, but we're just looking at this small titles which are just there for engagement. We can also generate new revenue streams through the games. We are unlocking monetization opportunities for these partners. And then, of course, there's a whole creator economy that we are building. Our beta is currently it's closed, but we hope to open it soon, where it will really add some monetization features like token and so on. And yeah, so I think that's really what we are all about. So if you want to know more, feel free to ping me, and I'm happy to share more. What I will show you now is a little bit of a demo of our technology, because I think that's the most exciting part, and that's also where I see people, people's eyes are starting to shine. So that's my favorite part, actually. Can you add the demo to the screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so you log into our platform. As you can see, really easy to use. UX UI is really important to us, because we don't only want to target Web3 creators, but also Web2 audiences, and onboard them into Web3 through a seamless experience. So yeah, really easy to use interface. You name your game, and then we guide the user basically through the whole experience. So we first show them a couple of game scenarios. We are adding new every week. So here we have Match 3, Endless Runner, very popular titles. For the demo, we take the Endless Runner, and then the user can decide how the game looks like. We have a few presetting to make it easier for them. But for the demo, let's take the custom option. Now the user wants a star field with planets and moons. So he's into galaxies. So he wants to see how this looks like. So we have a really nice 2D image, which will be used as the background of the Endless Runner. Really important in gaming, 3D assets. So we are very happy about the quality of the 3D assets our game engine is generating. So you can see asteroids, satellites. We will also create a robot. So all of these assets will be also used in the game as obstacles for the Endless Runner. So let's wait a little bit. In reality, this will take a couple of hours. We, of course, are working to get it down to as fast as possible, but this is where we are at the moment. Couple of hours, and then, yeah, you can confirm all the assets, and then the game engine is talking to Unity. We have an MCP talking to Unity, and then this is the game it's generating. So here it is. So you can see all the assets, the image we just used. So this is the B2C platform we are building out, which is in closed beta. If anybody wants to try it out themselves, I'm happy to give access. Yeah, so we're having lots of fun with this project. Every time we talk to people, they are like, wow, can we use it for this use case and this use case? There are even so many use cases I didn't even think about. So yeah, we are really excited where this is heading, because actually the idea 1 year ago, it wasn't even possible to build with this technology. So I'm very excited where I will take us in the next 2 years. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Julia. And it will be awesome to, along the way and through all the partnership collaboration you're going to have, to see all the use cases you're going to come up with that. But for me, specifically myself personally, I see so many value in the tool you're having, just for personal branding, I would say, but even for other type of utility, like it's a wonderful tool. So like prompting is one thing, but for games, it's super powerful. So very happy to have you with us. And I'm sure we're going to include you into a lot of calm session around AI and gaming, because that's something we're going to do. Small hint, AI will be playing a huge part of our state of the industry report we release every year, and we're going to release in a few weeks, if not a few days. And we're going to have a lot of activities around AI as well, and would love you to be involved in that, because what you're doing is amazing. So thanks again, Julia, for everything.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Tyler, good to see you. Whenever you're ready, the stage is yours.
All right, everybody. I believe you can hear me. Thanks for having me. Tyler Foister here, CEO of Fort Block Games. Today, I'm going to be presenting our showcase, our flagship title, Takeover. We've been working on it for about 2 years now, so things are really coming along fast. So I'm going to start introducing this. let's see if I can do a share screen. All right.
Okay, I see something. Yeah. Let me just push it live. Oh, disappeared.
Oh, let's see. Sorry, guys. Maybe I can do it this way. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started while this is loading up. So again, my name is Tyler Foister. I'm the CEO of Fort Block Games. We've been building our flagship title Takeover for about the past 2 years now, really getting into heavy alpha testing. So really excited to show you guys some recent play footage that we've had. A little bit about Takeover and the background. Takeover is a new take on the first-person shooter genre. Okay, I think I have it loading up now. There we go. So present, share screen, share.
Okay, it's loading a bit, but I think we're good to go in a few seconds. Yeah, you're good.
Perfect. Awesome. So, yeah, it's a new take on the first-person shooter, really heavily focusing around our Takeover mechanics. So we'll go ahead and get this started. So, as you can see right off the beginning, you're going to go ahead and make your affiliation to whichever faction you choose. We have 8 factions to choose from. 5 of them are going to be your corporate factions, and then 3 are going to be resistance factions. So really just kind of being able to align with whichever faction and role that you guys really feel that you best revolve around. And right here, it's showing how you're going to go ahead and win a match. So to win a match, you have to take over the captains of the other team. So whether you're a soldier or a captain, the primary goal is to take out the captains of the other team. As you take out the soldier is just going to kind of respawn back to your team, back to where your captain is, back to your faction base. If a captain dies, that whole team is going to get taken over and grow into that team that killed that captain. So as you kill that captain, all of their soldiers that they've acquired and that captain will go over to your team and continue that battle until it's the very last team standing. So in this instance, we have Aquaphilia taken over the last captain, and they've won that match. So those are just some very beginning basics of what's very different for this first-person shooter. Very much centered around a team-based strategy. So you want to send those soldiers out to run and gun. Maybe you want to have them in more of a defensive strategy if your team's a little bit smaller and you haven't taken over as many captains yet. But really just whatever your strategy is, you have to protect your captain, send those soldiers out to scour the battlefield and take over those other teams. And then as your team grows, you guys just really go and take over that world. So as you get taken over, you do have the ability to go ahead and win your team back. In this instance, you're collecting cores in the main battlefield, but in other modes, you're going to have to go ahead and kill a bunch of soldiers or captains, and then you gain cores. As you gain those cores, you're going to go ahead and deposit them back into the faction base. As you can see here, it's a faction override. And now you come back as your main Chakals team that you started as with your team, and you're able to go out and run and gun and really try and take over that battlefield again from the very beginning and from your original team. So it's a really cool back and forth kind of tug of war that keeps the game progressing, keeps the game fun, and really keeps you involved. So that's what we're trying to do with Takeover, is really flip that first-person shooter script on its head. If you talk to anybody in the industry, they're just saying again and again how these game modes are just repeated on different, battlefields, different, essentially that's what it is, just different maps and the same play style. So what we're really trying to do is bring that new play style flip it on its head and bring a brand new take to the first-person shooter, and that's what Takeover is. And again, here it's kind of showing how you're going to go ahead and collect those power cores. You're able to use those for different things in game, as far as buying specific weapon skins, battle passes, etc. Some of those will be core specific. You can also use them in game to use for your kill streaks, as we're coming to right here. So you can go ahead and deposit the cores. You're able to use them for defensive or offensive maneuvers, depending on what your play style is. Some offensive ones that we have currently in game right now is speed buffs. So you would deposit those back, and then your team's going to have a huge speed boost, and you can go ahead and kind of keep on doing those throughout the game until you have max speed, and really gives you a strong advantage on the battlefield. As far as your different kill streaks, we'll be implementing those. We have some really, really cool ones that you'll be able to do as far as like added team members, team boosts, like we said, defensive options, etc. I don't want to give away too much because we're going to have some really cool reveals around these kill streaks, which you guys can expect to see coming up within the next couple weeks to month. But so we're really excited to kind of give some of those reveals as well. So that's the end of the presentation, it looks like. So I'll stop sharing this screen, go back over here, and come back to talking to you guys.
Awesome.
So that's a little bit about Takeover, about the gameplay. As I mentioned, we're going to have a really heavy faction push, allegiance, alliance, we'll say. So really promoting everybody to, when you get in, to align yourself with those factions like you have to right off the start of the game. And then as you grow, you're not only growing yourself as you gather those power cores, but you're really growing your faction as well. So there'll be a main leaderboard once you go back into your main faction base that shows who the leaders are, what you're able to do with those power cores to really level up your faction in the long-term sense. So it's not just a, one sticky battle, but it's a prolonged thing. Yeah, guys, so we have some big ecosystem reveals coming up that we're in an NDA phase right now. Can't reveal that yet, but it'll be coming up really soon. But yeah, so just wanted to share a little bit about Takeover, the gameplay, what we have going on, and that's about it for now. Happy to answer any questions if we have any.
Yeah, fortunately you said that because I was actually mentioning the kind of NDA stuff you were mentioning. So thank you for saying that. But just saying that, congratulations for that and exciting things ahead. One question I could have is, like you said, the mechanics of the FPS you have is quite unique. Like, what kind of feedback you get from the community using those mechanics? Like, what did you find out?
So like I said, we're still in the very early iteration phases of alpha testing. I mentioned that to you before the call, Flav. I don't know if I mentioned that so far, but we are in the very beginning phases of alpha testing, just starting to get players in outside of our core team. And we have had really, really great feedback thus far. What we're working on right now is some iterations on, gun power, sniper power, stuff like that to make the gameplay as fun and fair as possible. So it's getting a little bit of feedback on that. But as far as our specific unique Takeover mechanics, all thumbs up all around. Everyone's having some really fun, great play tests. We're aiming for these rounds to last anywhere between a 10 to 25 minute round. So like I said, the stickiness of these battles, the kind of going back and forth, being able to earn your team back after helping, that other faction that took you over. So, just like I said, some really unique mechanics that you haven't seen in other first-person shooters or any other really shooters that are on the market. And really, really great feedback. Small iterations, as always, but continuing building.
Awesome, love it. We'd love to include you in any kind of phases. You're going to be like alpha, beta, and open beta. You will be in the futures, but I know that we're gonna have you very soon as well at the beginning of next year, showcasing the games to some players. So will be super happy to be there to see that and to play myself, as you suggested at the beginning of the call. So yeah, it's super exciting, and welcome again, Tyler. It's good to have you with us.
Flop, thank you so much. And just a quick shout out to Glyph and Atingz. You guys were awesome. I was able to do an even more in-depth listen on your guys' products. So expect me to be reaching out to both of you to see how we can collab in the future. Thank you, guys.
Perfect. Thank you. Same to you.
That's the way we do things. Obviously, it's all about networking. So thank you guys for your time on this Thursday. Again, happy Thanksgiving for the one who are celebrating this, and I wish you a very good end of the day, beginning of the day for some of you. Thanks again, guys, for being here with us, and welcome again.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.